we'll gather round, feel the love compound. Blue elephant is strong. Together.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to have some fun today. We are doing some eco pour and resin together. When I did that cutting board a few videos back, I really liked the effect that I got from it. So I want to try it in this bowl. Now this is part 4 in my whimsical garden, it's part 4 in my water fountain feature that I am making. And we are going to do this bowl. Now this is by Let's Resin. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my resin mixing in my Resiners dual mixing machine, right? And as that's mixing and doing its thing, I am going to start making this eco powder and getting it mixed up. And today I'm just using the eco powder by, I think it's Kerschel. I don't know. It'll be down in the description box below. And I want to marble it, right? With the teal, the magenta, and the purple, just a little bit of color in there. And then for the resin, I'm going to use the Barney Purple by Eye Candy, which I have not used yet, and I've had it for quite a minute. So I thought that that would be the perfect kind of color to use. And I believe it's called Violet Fusion by DIY. Oh my God. So words are going to be an issue today. We're just going to get that out of the way right now. By DIY Craft Warehouse, and it is a chameleon chunky mix glitter. Absolutely gorgeous. I think it'll look really great today. We're using Let's Resin's epoxy resin for this, and we're just going to go for it, right? Now, I know, you know, like technically water and resin don't mix, but I don't know, like it really worked the last time, so I want to try it again. Okay, so I've got my eco powder sitting there, and I did make it on the thicker side this time. I did learn from the cutting board, not mistake that I made, but the video where I realized that I did want it a little bit thicker. However, what I did not think of is the fact of how long it was going to take me to mix up the colors and the resin, and that is sitting here, and we all know we only have like a 3 to 5 minute work time on it. So yeah, things are getting quite scary over there, and I just am happily just mixing along my resin, not paying any attention to the fact that I've got this eco powder sitting here and thickening up even more so. Thought process is I want to go down with some glitter first and kind of shove it in there. Now I did spray my mold with alcohol just to kind of get it in there because I don't know what's going to happen. Here I realized, oh my God, I've got to get moving and I've got to move fast. So now like the thought that I had in my head of strategically placing the eco pour and the resin is out the window. Now it's all hands on deck. We got to hurry up, and I've got to get this all done. I've got to pat it. I've got to bang it because the walls are super thin on this bowl, right? And I've got to get this super crazy thick mixture now down in there with the resin, with the glitter that I, you know, put way too much glitter in. So it's super crazy thick. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not going to get like a complete ton of bubbles in this because I was just mixing my resin like I didn't have a care in the world. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. We're going to see. Now it's just a matter of dumping in the rest of the resin to fill this up before that eco powder sets. And I don't know if you've watched the one video. It's been several months ago now where I did that huge, the oil painting and the into resin mold that I did the eco powder first and then did the resin behind it. 2 separate pours, right? The eco powder was dry, but I moved the mold with the eco resin in it as it was like mid cure, and it cracked and went everywhere. Like just bad things happened. I was worried that that was going to happen again, so I needed to move super quick. Okay, so that's over there doing its thing. We're going to do the same thing with this snail. Now, it's the snail mold by Let's Resin, and it does tell you how much you need. Like, I think it's like 9.9 ounces or something like that. So I mixed up 6 ounces of resin, and I was like, okay, I want the shell to be the eco pour, and then I want the resin to be the head and the body of the snail. We're going to use a combination of Beetle Blue by Eye Candy, and then this is just a chunky mixed light blue kind of iridescent glitter. I don't remember where I got it from. I'll have to look it up. And I want to have that as the body, right? And kind of do a marble between teal and blue in the eco powder. So I was smart this time. As you can see, my eco pour, it's not mixed up. I'm working on the resin now. But I was dumb in the fact that where, yes, I strategically was like, okay, I'm going to make up 6 ounces of resin. I actually want a little bit of resin left over for another project that I'm working on that I only need a tiny bit. Don't necessarily want to have to mix up more. But I forgot how much I was mixing up and stopped paying attention when I was doing the eco powder. Anyway, what I'm doing now is I sprayed some alcohol into where the little tentacles are of the snail, poured a little bit of that beetle blue resin in there, squished it around, got out the air bubbles. That's just gonna sit happily. I wanted to do that before I got to the point where I poured in the eco powder so that I didn't have to move it around a lot as it's going to start setting up rather quickly. So Snail's just chilling. He's got, his tentacles now doing his thing. We're going to mix this up. I made it a little bit too thin, so we're going to add a little bit more so I can get it a little bit more thicker just so that when I pour the resin in, hopefully it doesn't go all over and into the eco. Like I kind of want them to stay separate. I do realize I could have done it as different pours. I didn't want to. I really like the effect that I got with the cutting board. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So, like I said, problem is I stopped paying attention to how much I was making up after the resin. So I still need almost another 4 ounces of this stuff. In theory, I mean, to me, in the bowl, that looks a lot more than 4 ounces. But here's the thing, I didn't know exactly how much the eco powder was going to take up of like how big the shell is on that mold, and it is rather large. So technically, yes, I have enough altogether to make this, but not enough to completely fill the shell like I wanted to. But it is what it is. We're just gonna keep on going, and we're just gonna throw it all in and see what happens. So I scraped every little bit of eco pour that I could get within an inch of its life to fill it up, even though it's not going to matter. It's not going to really fill it up anymore. Now I'm going in with this super crazy chunky glitter mix that I made, and it is really thick. And you can see I'm strategically placing it on the body. I wasn't sure if it was going to fall down through the eco powder and get stuck in there or what was going to happen. So now we're just going to kind of alternate it. Now, here's where I probably should have left well enough alone. Me and my infinite wisdom decided, hey, maybe if I shove the resin down into the eco-ness with my craft stick, that'll be a good idea. Probably not so much, but I would like to have seen how it turned out if I would have left well enough alone and just let it do its thing. Uh, yeah. So I don't know, but now I'm just gonna go in, finish completely filling this up. How about that beetle blue color? Like that is a pretty amazing color. Do you see all the gold and just almost like green coming out? Absolutely stunning color. Not that I have found one yet that I did not like by eye candy. It's insane. And then we're going to go in with the rest of this glitter just to finish filling up this mold the entire way. Now, at this point, I'm not real hopeful as to what is going to happen when we demold this, but we're going to put it into my curing machine after about a half an hour and we'll see what happens. All right, let's pick our last set of winners for the Let's Resin Chameleon Powders. Rebecca Monero. I don't know. I'm probably killing your name and I'm so sorry. And then for the Amazon gift card, and that is Pecan Baby. So congratulations to the last two winners. You have 3 days from the day that this video goes live to email me at the email address on your screen right now, and we will get all the information. Otherwise, I will be picking another winner. Okay, so this happened. I didn't necessarily pay attention where I placed the mold in my curing machine, and it got stuck. So now the bottom's got the impression of the little fan thingy. It's not a fan, it's like a, I don't know, it's a cover for the thing, and yeah. So that's just lovely. But it's fine. It'll be fine. Now, to demold this, I did use a little bit of alcohol in there to kind of help break that surface tension. Sprayed it down in the little tentacles, and here we are. Now, my first impression is that there is a lot of air bubbles in it. I don't know, but I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate it. At first, I was like, I don't know. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be for an outside piece, right? And he kind of looks like he's gotten into some fights, you know? I don't know. Maybe they were fighting for who gets to stand closest to the water fountain or something. I don't know, but he's definitely got some wear and tear on his shell, which in my opinion almost makes him look a little bit more realistic. I did take some sandpaper and sand all the way around and get off any, kind of rough spots and whatever. Now we're going to do some things to him to kind of add a little something something to him just to make him a little bit more. Now, I do want to add more details to him, but again, that's going to be with all of the final pieces as we get closer to getting this thing completely finished. But for this, I knew I wanted to do that. So I grabbed some of my gloss varnish. I grabbed some of Let's Resin's blue glow powders, and I am just going to go around in certain areas on him and make him glow. I thought it would be really cool. He'll kind of go along with the gnome restore that I did, where his little lantern, which I thought was a mushroom, and it's not, it's an acorn. I don't know why I didn't see that when I was doing it, but I don't know. Anyway, so where I have the little lantern that he's holding glowing, so I thought that that would be pretty cool to kind of include that in, because he is obviously going to be too large for the fountain to actually go inside of it. So he's going to be sitting along the bottom with my little gnome dude. And I thought that this would be kind of cool to, just give him a little bit more, a little more zhuzh, So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of paint this on. I'm going to bounce off, and I'll be ready when we are ready to, I'll be ready. I'll be back when we're ready to demold the bowl.
I crawl slow in the mud, life on a tiny track. Got tentacles, not antenna. Feel the world with my touch. Taste the leaves, feel the rain. I see that you don't know much. Snail life is full of slow tales. Understanding moves like a sail. In the garden where I roam, with a shell I call home.
Well, that was super fast, and I'm back, and it is time to demold this bowl. And fingers crossed, I don't have the same problems with it as I did with the snail. Now, full transparency, I did this first. I just, for the flow of the video, am kind of putting the makes together and then the demold. And this is why I chose to do the snail like that. Look at this. Oh my God. Like, this is so beautiful. Like, I don't really want to put this outside. Like, it's so pretty. I am absolutely in love. Now, are there some air pockets? A few, yeah, coming mainly from like where the glitter and the eco meat, but it has such an amazing feel to it. It doesn't feel like resin. It doesn't feel like eco powder. It feels like something else entirely. And it's just, you just want to sit there and just rub it. Like, it feels so, so nice. Okay, so just gonna trim up the bottom a little bit where I had a little bit of, not really over pour, it's just where I was moving it to my drying station and it kind of just went over the rim a little bit. And now we're gonna seal it. Now I'm using Buon Nicole's wax for this. And I'm gonna be honest, it's the first time that I've ever sealed, like actually really, really sealed any of my eco pieces. I don't know if I necessarily have to do it because it's not like it's a straight eco piece. I'm pretty sure just by the feel of it that the resin has incorporated itself into it. So it may not need it at all, but just because it is going outside, it is going to, be out there with the weather and the elements and all of the things. I do want to make sure that it is sealed and that I don't have any issues with it later on. So I did go over it 2 times with the sealer. The second time, according to the directions, is when you kind of like buff it off. So I am just doing that right now. And I did not do this to the snail yet because I want to finish whatever I'm going to do with him, and then I will do that. So that will be, provided I remember, that is in the video where I'm finalizing all of the little bits and pieces and all that stuff. But I am absolutely in love with this. Do you see the chameleon shift of that glitter where you can catch the green and the purple and all of the colors? Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, guys, that is a wrap on this one. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Tuesday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Together we belong. In every comment, right? You lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear, gives me reason to cheer. Blue Elephant Crew, this one's out for you. You make dreams come true with everything you do. Each subscriber's heart playing a vital part. Videos we share, showing how much we care. Likes and shares, they grow. You make the channel